Mantle jumps. Today we're going to be learning how to do a mantle jump. There are two fundamental ways to perform a mantle jump. You can either do it looking up or looking down. So we're going to learn why, when, and how to use each version of the mantle jump and sort of the pros and cons of each. So as you can see here, I'm doing mantle jumps looking down, and the disadvantage of this is that you don't go as far. It has sort of a smaller window in my opinion, so it's kind of more difficult to do, and I don't go as far. So as you can see, I'm barely making it onto that ledge there. Whereas if I do a mantle jump looking up here, I can make it on the ledge easily. So that's the first benefit that I want to talk about, is that you simply go further if you look up. It's also a little bit easier to hit if you look up. This ledge here has a roof, so I have to look down. If I look up, it will not work. If we look up on a mantle jump off this ledge here, we can make it from here all the way to here if we look up. Since the roof is all the way up here, I can actually afford to look up on this ledge here. Of course, on this ledge, I have to look down, and that's why on this ledge, I look up, and on this ledge, I look down. The most fundamental thing to understand about mantle jumps or any zipline movement is looking straight up or straight down greatly increases the potential attach radius. If I'm looking straight forward, I can't possibly attach to the zipline. Even though I'm facing this way, away from the zipline, if I look down, I can actually attach to the zipline, as you can see. Or if I look straight up, I can also attach to the zipline. It's important to note that looking down, if I move forward just a little, looking down requires a lot of precision. See, I can't attach, but if I look straight up, I can actually still attach all the way over here. So I'm all the way over here, and looking up still works, but looking down would never work. The most important part of the mantle jump is the mantle itself. So first of all, you have to understand how to actually get into a mantle like that. You simply go up the zip line and then jump off the zip line. Once you're like eye level with the ledge, you just jump off of it and then let go of all keys. So as you can see, I'm holding W there. And so I'm holding W, and then I release all my keys, and now I'm in the mantle. Now once I'm in the mantle, to get out of the mantle, I hold W. For just like a split second, you hold W, and then you tap S so that you go back, so that you get within range of the zipline again. While you can either hold interact or tap interact, whichever is more comfortable for you. You'll notice that I like to, for whatever reason, I press down on my A key. That's 100% just a personal mistake. It's not necessarily a mistake because it's not hindering me in any way, but it's not necessary at all to press A. I'm not sure why I press A. I think it just is a sloppy mistake that I make, but it doesn't hinder me in any way. So you can choose to press A if you want, but it's fine either way. I'm going to break it down one more time just so that I can be certain that you understand. I pretty much hold W the whole time except for when I'm holding S. For me, it was really frustrating to learn mantle jumping. So I want to break it down exactly so that you guys understand what buttons I'm pressing. I pretty much hold W the whole time. Then I jump off the zip line. I pretty much like maybe try to connect right around here, but I'm not sure. It's like sort of a matter of perception. So you have to experiment with where you connect. Right there is where I have my crosshair placed when I jump off, but we'll see when I actually press play. So yeah, actually a little bit higher. You can see my crosshair placements maybe a little bit lower than what would otherwise be ideal, but because I'm going for a downward mantle jump where I look down, my crosshair placement is defaulting to maybe lower than what would be otherwise ideal. I get into my mantle animation and I'm holding W because I'm in my mantle animation, and then I'm going to really quickly press S, and my interact is E, so I'm holding E because that's my interact. I press S so that I go backwards, so that way the zip line is within my field of view so that I can interact with the zip line. That's why I'm holding E, and S is so that I go back. E is so that I interact with the zip line, and then I go down on the scroll wheel so that way I do a super jump off the zip line. If you don't know how to do a super jump yet, go watch my super jump tutorial. You just tap E, and then if you have jump on your scroll wheel, you go down on scroll wheel or up on scroll wheel depending on where you have jump. For me, I have jump on down on scroll wheel. That's really it. I just want to make sure and be really nice and thorough, just so that just in case some of you aren't understanding. But it's really like the key combinations, or like the button combinations are really simple As you can see, like there's not a lot of buttons involved here. It's just like E, W, S, E, and a scroll wheel. It's more so the timing, like the timing's the main issue here. So see, I jump off right there, so I get a perfect mantle. Boom. Makes sense. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I hope that made sense. The reason why I'm going into so much detail is because I found this very frustrating as well when I was trying to. I want to reassure you that you're probably pressing the correct buttons. You just have to learn how to time it correctly. For me, this was a really frustrating technique to learn because it felt like I was pressing the wrong buttons, but I wasn't sure why it wasn't working for me for the longest time. And it's really just a matter of practice. You just have to practice, 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 and that's it. Bonus tech is this jump right here. So this is kind of a fun little variation that you can hit for a very similar effect. So as you can see, I'm on the third floor right now. So this is really nice if you're not already on the zip line, because it allows you to go very, very far the floor above you. And it's very nice. So the way that you do it is simply you slide into the zipline shaft and you turn 180 degrees while you're sliding, and then you look up and perform a super jump, and it's as simple as that. Pretty simple. It's actually pretty remarkable how easy it is to do this technique. So pretty much just watch the keys that I'm pressing and copy it. It's really, really easy. It's exactly as I explained. It looks pretty hard, but it's really not. This is random footage of me practicing mantle jumps. I wanted to include this just so that you can kind of see how I practice it and what I did to learn it. This was a very, very frustrating technique for me to learn, so that's why I've gone into so much detail, is because I definitely want to make sure that you guys have the correct information, because it's such an annoying technique to learn. My frustrations were that I felt like I was pressing the correct keys, but I just wasn't getting the results for the longest time. So I'm sure you'll probably experience something similar. Like I said, it's probably not a matter of pressing the wrong keys. I'm sure you're pressing the correct keys. You just have to learn the timings. The timings are very, very precise, probably down to the millisecond. And so you just have to really just practice that a lot.